Welcome. It is 2023, and we are seeing blockchain gaming stepping forward to new levels of gameplay that are encouraging to see. We're going to take a look at Illuvium Zero today and the alpha gameplay that is out that is really cool. I also want to talk about the bigger picture of blockchain gaming. Welcome to the Crypto Rain channel. I'm your host, Jay Rain, and if you like money and crypto and you're looking for a seasoned investor's take on the crypto market, join the Rainmaker family by liking this video and subscribing with the all notifications bell enabled. Do note, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a crypto investor myself. Today, I want to jump into some Illuvium Zero gameplay. We did just finish up our pre-live stream a little bit ago that our Patreon members get access to. We have a private Discord that only our Patreon members get access to, and the link to that is below if you're interested. Now, it says at the beginning often that this is sponsored content on this. Not directly sponsored, but we do have a strategic relationship with OneChain, who has been good to us, and they give us 500 won every month to give away to the audience. And today we have a big giveaway. We usually do those giveaways on the live streams on Fridays, and today we're giving away 2 weeks worth of OneChain. Now make it rain on that like button and strap in for the show. So let's talk about the bigger picture on where blockchain gaming is going and why blockchain gaming. I'm an investor, and yes, I like video games. I like some video games. Why is it so interesting to me as an investor? Well, if you know a little bit about my history, you know that when blockchain gaming first came into the crypto space, there were some blockchain games, Gods Unchained and Axi Infinity, and a few others, but I felt like those had some merit, but it was really early days. Nobody was talking about them. And I put a little $4,100 investment into Axi Infinity that I sold for 100x. And had I held on for another 6 months, that $4,100 would have went to 12 million at the very top. So you see the kind of returns that are capable. Now, nobody needs to feel sorry for me. I did amazing on that investment. I didn't realize how parabolic it would go with a whole bunch of people in the Philippines and other parts of Asia playing for daily income, which really drove it into the stratosphere. But it gives you an idea of where blockchain gaming can go and how some games and investments in the games can go. That is so interesting to me. I do think blockchain brings some things to gaming that I've wanted for a couple decades now, and that's true ownership in games and being able to capture the value for your account in a game. You can't really do that well in games like World of Warcraft, even though it's one of the most played games in the world. You can sell your account, but it has to be done on the black market. And if you get caught, the person who buys your account gets the account canceled. And so they don't sell for their true value because the person buying it has to take some risk in buying it. And you have to sell it kind of behind the scenes. Whereas with blockchain gaming, selling of your items, sometimes even selling of your accounts, is not only okay, it's encouraged. And that is where blockchain gaming needs to go for a good future. Now, where are things going to go in general? A couple different ways. I wanted to share with you a few thoughts on some of the things out there. Now, seeing the future is hard. I don't know about you guys, but I don't have a magic crystal ball to tell me exactly how things are going to play out. You know, back when blockchain gaming was first being talked about, I invested in Gods Unchained as well as Axi Infinity. And though the Gods Unchained investment did really well, the Axi Infinity did even better. I put about 8,000 into Gods Unchained and about 4,100 into Axi Infinity. I definitely would have at least reversed that had I had a magic crystal ball that would have told me exactly how the future plays out, and I would have waited till the top to sell it. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't found a magic crystal ball yet. I'm a human, and I make some pretty good guesses, but timing the exact bottoms and timing the exact tops is impossible. Hello, dude. Something to say about network and Super. Thanks. We can talk about those a little bit. I haven't followed Super too much. Network, I followed some updates on. Pete D, what's going on, brother? Thank you for joining us. Let me share with you some thoughts about where blockchain gaming is going to go. So I've got up here some of the different Twitters. And I used to think that there would be like a Steam player out there, right? And it seemed like it would go that direction, and maybe it still will, but I think these two ecosystem developers are some of where blockchain is heading. So Gala Games really hit this first, and they didn't do a token sale. They did an interesting idea. They did a node sale where they raised massive funds through selling these nodes. And if you then operate the nodes, then you can get tokens every month, as well as you can get some NFTs for being a node operator, which was a very interesting way to do it. And they raised massive funds, and they've since come out with some games, Spider Tanks, and a few other games that are out, and many more on the way. And within their own ecosystem, they're going to be able to create interoperability. Another such ecosystem developer along the lines of that is Myria, who also did a node sale. They don't have a token you can actively trade, but like Gala, they sold nodes, and those nodes will produce their tokens. And Myria is, if you kind of following the mold of what Gala did, but Myria has a lot of star power. And even though they haven't been out for near as long, in fact, their games aren't yet live. They did have an alpha on one of their games that I played. If you look at this, Gala has 400,000 subscribers. Myria is already at 116,000. And I think Myria is going to be an epic player in this ecosystem. I like the leadership behind it. I especially like the CEO. He's incredible. And I'm excited about where they're going. Some of the individual games, they're kind of creating their own ecosystem, is Illuvium, right? So Illuvium had an alpha of Illuvium Overworld, or maybe it's at the beta. I haven't been accepted yet. If anybody from Illuvium is watching this, I would love to get accepted to play Overworld. Now, with Illuvium Zero, you're automatically accepted if you have some land, and I have like 20 pieces of land, so this morning I got access to, and I'm going to take you through the land play and how it's going and my thoughts after playing it this morning and getting a feel for it, and show you some things. We're going to take one at the very, very beginning, and I'm going to show you how to kind of what to focus on. So if you have some land, you can build fast. I think Kieran Warwick is a fantastic CEO. I think he's going to do great things with this ecosystem. The token price has absolutely collapsed, which is kind of what we look for, right? I don't know about you, but I love to buy things cheap. So let's check out this price. It's getting a range that's really, really attractive. And even though, like, I followed their game for a long time, unfortunately, I didn't know about it here, so I didn't buy any here. But when it had gone to these levels, I don't chase green candles, so I didn't buy any at these levels. I definitely didn't buy any at $1,800. And I've been patiently waiting for it to get to an attractive price, and it's really at a pretty attractive price now. It's highly interesting to me at these prices, because what goes up must come down, even if it's got a good future. And we saw this with Amazon in the early days. So Illuvium came and peaked out. It's got this nice rounding pattern, and it might not be at the very bottom, but it's probably getting pretty close. And it's definitely very attractive. Remember, there's a max supply of only 10 million tokens. I know that seems like a lot, but it's not. And their current market cap is at 78 million. I think they're doing the right things, that this can do pretty well. Now, Illuvium, we'll get into Illuvium Zero in just a minute. They do have some interoperable gameplay, which is cool, between Illuvium Zero and Illuvium Overworld. And I think a third game, which I don't know the details on. And I like how they're going to be interoperable. In order to get certain resources, you got to play Zero, and Overworld you're able to go and gather, which is more of a first-person shooter where you're running around and getting things. And then when you get in battles, you can then use your alluvials to help you fight. Yeah, I think it's coming together quite well, what they're doing. Even though the token price is low, I don't know about you guys, I like to buy cheap. So this is exciting to me. It's not like scary to me that it's gotten cheap, because that's when I like to buy. Another one I want to talk about is Star Atlas, and they raised a massive amount of funds. Their prices crashed just because of timing, and a lot of people aren't thinking about blockchain gaming right now, though today is like it's a better time than ever. They do have two tokens, by the way, Atlas and Polis. Let's look at the Atlas token, and that too has retraced all the way to 2.8 cents from a previous high of about 23 cents. So it's retraced about 90%. Max supply of 36 billion, and the market cap's at 30 million right now. Now, I'm not as updated on what's going on with Star Atlas. I do prefer actually space games over everything else. However, space game development, gosh, this looks incredible. Space game development does take a long time to develop something good. Boy, that's looking amazing, though. So I'm excited about where this can go, and hopefully it does get there. I want to mention yet another game and ecosystem, and what they're doing is quite incredible. Now, I am a little bit biased because I'm an advisor to Litcraft, and I help engineer some of the tokenomics and some of the structures in the early development of this. So they're a much smaller game and haven't got as much notoriety, right? 2,200 followers so far. However, they have a lot of people playing their games. And I was talking to Tom Anderson, the CEO, in the last month, and he was telling me, I think the monthly active users was like 10,000, which is huge, which means a lot of the people playing the game don't even follow on Twitter because they're probably more along the line of players. They do have their own marketplace. And what's really interesting about Litcraft is that they also built their own blockchain prior to even releasing the game, and their blockchain is faster than anything out there and can handle millions of transactions per second already, and it's been able to do that for years. So part of their approach is actually very interesting. They are going to build out more of the Litcraft world, and it will be interoperable, kind of like you have Illuvium Zero and you have Illuvium Overworld. Litcraft has released Litcraft Experience, which will be where crafting is and resource gathering. They will have first-person shooter type games and their own kind of world and where that's going. Now, what is amazing that they have that nothing else has is no one else has a blockchain that can do anywhere near the performance of what Litcraft has with Devio, their blockchain Devio. And I think that gives them a huge advantage, even though they're so much smaller now. As far as number of followers and where they're at, it's pretty exciting where this can go. Now, let's get back to Illuvium, because that's what we're here to talk about today. And I'm showing you a little bit of what Illuvium Zero is about. Let me check up on the chats. Hey, Rain, good afternoon. Are you bullish on Umbrella and Spores? Yes and yes. Umbrella is an oracle. There was yet another hack, in the previous couple months. Oracles and strong, robust oracles are really important to DeFi, and I feel like Umbrella has some good technology that is faster than Chainlink and can do more than Chainlink. It's just the whole DeFi market has retraced, and so Umbrella is cheap as well, but I like cheap. Spores, I'm also bullish on, though I haven't heard from the team in a while. I think Spores has the right team to have a bright future, and they're going some good directions. Kind of like, think about how Ecomi kind of went off radar during the last bear market after launching in 2018. Their pre-sale in 2018, I think their public sale happened late 2018 as well. They kind of went off radar and then reemerged during the bull market with already having their app out, and they had the Batman license followed by a bunch of other licenses that came out. So I would watch on Spores. They're two founders. I've talked to them a couple different times. I like both of them. They're extremely bright and extremely well connected, which are some of the things I like. Do you think Illuvium can go to all-time highs? I think Illuvium can pass all-time highs. So let me show you what's going on here. So I've got some things set up already. So this is my tier 3 land, which has a lot of resources on it. And I've been able to get farther on it than anything else because it has so many different resources. So it looks like I just upgraded this storage container. I'm going to kick off upgrading another one of my storage containers. This one behind it. Okay, yes. Boy, I'm going to have to turn down that sound. That sound is like a little too much. Let's see. Sound effects volume. Let's turn that down. Okay. There we go. It was a little too much. Let me bring you guys back in and show you. So here I'm at my plot. So let me show you my different plots. Like, obviously I have a bunch of them. On the far left, the number of dots. So this has 3 dots. That shows you it's tier 3 land. I don't have any tier 4s, and I definitely don't have a tier 5. But this is my tier 3, and it's got the farthest, right? So it doesn't want, because I'm already in it, it's not letting me jump to it necessarily. I've put different mines and resource extractors over a lot of these things. I don't have any yet over this because these are special. This is a Hyperion reservoir that gets you this. I did just finish this Krypton gate, which can get me Krypton, but in order to do that, I have to, in order to harvest that, I have to put 100,000 carbon. I have to have 100,000 carbon. So I just upgrade my carbon storage so it can now hold up to 100,000. And in return, that's going to allow me to harvest 2 Krypton. This is just an entry-level mine. Some of these are upgraded to different levels. We will start over at the beginning on one so you can see exactly what it looks like. So let's jump to one of these other plots that has nothing going on. And let's take a look at it. So here we are at the very, very beginning. It gives you 1,500 of carbon, silicone, and then water, right? And so let's look at the resources. So this outcrop is going to give us carbon. So that will give us Krypton when we can develop it. This will give us water and more carbon, right? So carbon, carbon, and water. Let's see if we have one that has all 3 resources. Lots. So this will give us silicone, water, and water. And there is a way to still get the resources you need if there's not all 3 of them there. We'll cover that. All right, this has crystal deposit. Shoot. That's not quite what we're wanting either. And we might have to make do with one of those for today. Okay, so no, that's not going to have a crystal deposit. Well, let me show you what you do in this case like this. The first thing it's going to make you do is you're going to have to build a Nexus. And I don't know if there's any advantage to having it out of the way like this. I imagine there might be. I had heard them talking about how the alluvials will try to roam away from buildings. So it might be valuable to have all your buildings on one side. It's not really clear. You can build roads. It's not really clear if the value of building those roads. Okay, so that's already built. Then let's see if it'll let me build. No, I need an engineering workshop before I can build that. So I need to come and build another structure called an engineering workshop, and that's going to take 30 seconds. So I'm going to build it right here. Oh, I guess not there. There. Okay, so that used some of our resources, but it's going to allow me to claim a goal. So it's going to give me some resources because I built a Nexus. Then we're going to kick something off here, here, and here. Once that is done, Now you have to be careful if you've got just a tier 1 land and you're missing a resource, right? So I'm going to be able to get water. So let's build that. And that'll take just a bit. But I'm not going to be able to produce silicone, right? So I need to be careful because I'm not able to naturally produce this. So I don't want to spend much of this yet because I can't produce it. In order to produce it, what I'm going to need to build is a converter. And it requires Engineering Workshop 2 in order to build these converters. So I want to be able to create, since I'm not naturally getting any silicone, I'm going to need to create a photo disintegration plant. In order to do that, I need to have an engineering level 2 building. Let's see. That's done. I'm going to build one here. We'll use this silicone. I need to be careful. Oh, that's going to use 900 silicone and 1900 water. So I'm going to have to... So this will actually actively create some water for me. So I'll be able to create some water through that. So it's going to harvest some water. And you see the green light going around here that will let me extract some water. Suresh DD says, I'm bullish on Jasmine project on data IoT. Sony executives are backing this project, partners with Sony Corp. You should check this project out. I've had a number of people ask us to look at Jasmine, and I've done a light look at it. It looks interesting. Yeah, obviously a lot of Jasmine stuff is in Japanese, and I don't speak Japanese, so we're going to start excavating some of that resource. Oh, I have to get a Nexus level 2 before, and that needs 1500. Okay. Pump. Don't want to build that other one because it's going to use silicone. I have to be careful with the silicone right now. So in order to upgrade this Nexus, I'm going to need 1500 carbon. And so once this is done mining, I'll have enough to kick that off to start upgrading. So some of this you see is just you're time locked on waiting. Though if you have like a tier 2, it does move pretty fast because you should have enough for... you get, I think, 6 total of these different resources. So you should pretty much have at least one of every resource. Let me start that again, and we should have enough to upgrade. It also looks like you can kick off an airdrop that it takes like a day, but that'll airdrop you some stuff that you can do like once per day that will help you have the resource if you get yourself in a bind and you say are in a situation like this and you use all your silicone, that you can still get silicone even though you've kind of shot yourself in the foot. You see up in the upper right hand corner, it's these gem things. Those can be used to speed up things faster. Also, you do get some rewards, and so that gave us a little more silicone. When I go to upgrade this, okay, I need 1900 water and 900 silicone, which I'm not going to have enough of. I might need to do an airdrop because I'm not going to be able to upgrade that. So probably I'm going to have to do an airdrop unless some of these rewards, maybe some of these rewards will get me high enough that I can then upgrade this. I need 50 more silicone. And I'm full on water. can't see what stage that is at. You can actually speed this up by using these, and let me show you. Okay, it's got 8 minutes left on that. I can jump to some other things, so let me kick that off to be going. So let's look at these plots. I've got a tier 2 here. Let's see if there's a tier 2 I haven't done anything at. We're going to jump to this one. So this is also at the ground zero, hasn't had anything done with it. And we find it's got a lake. It's got, this is for these things. It's got a crystal deposit that's going to give me silicone. And it's also got this that's going to give me carbon. So it has all the base things I need. I'm not sure where I want to put the Nexus. We'll say here, Nexus. I'm going to have it about right here. That way I can put other things around it. And I think you can move it, but this will give me enough. It's got at least one of each. So I don't potentially run into the same problem that I do on the other one. So I'm building the Nexus, and then I'm going to build the engineering workshop. Collect the reward. And then I've got to kick off development here, here, and here in order to have one of each, so I don't get myself stuck without being able to get resources for what I need, right? And have to airdrop anything. There we go. I should be able to build. That's going to take a minute, and then this, and then this, and then I've got to then come and upgrade my Nexus again and my engineering thing. And then you can actually upgrade these to higher levels. They become more efficient. Okay, while that's working, let me go back and show you. So here you see, like, so some of these are at higher levels, right? That's a sediment excavator 1. So essentially that gives me carbon. Excavate sediment from outcrops into pure carbon, right? So right now, that building behind is upgrading. It'll allow me to speed it up if I wanted. Some of these, like this hydrogen pump is upgraded to level 2. If I upgrade it more, it's going to cost me 6,800 carbon, and it will help it extract 9,500 water instead of just the 6,500 it does now. In the duration, instead of being 7 minutes, it takes 12 minutes. So in the early days, like you see in Clash of Clans, it's pretty time intensive to kind of get things kicked off. But then later, as things get upgraded, it's built so you don't have to check it as often, and you can kick things off less often, so that you just check it once in a while. But it is built like those to try to get you to check every so often and see where things are at. Now, what questions you have in the chat? Anything that you're curious about this game while I'm going through it, do let me know. I can't do any building without using these credits while this is happening. I can kick off. I forgot to kick off some resource extraction going on here. So these things aren't just sitting here idle. It's not quite. Let's see if I'm not quite sure if it produces stuff passively. Let's see what it says on the extractors. It doesn't really say converters. the converters say that it passively converts oxygen in the atmosphere to silicone. So it looks like the converters might passively create things just producing, but yeah, it's not 100% clear. Looks like you can create these converters too for the higher tier resources that are more scarce if you have some without the other, right? So passively converts trace Ethereum into a material plane to Hyperions and converts other fuels to Hyperion. So it might passively create some Hyperion, or you can convert some of the other stuff to Hyperion. Okay. Science, materials lab. This is required in order to research alluvial biodata, blueprints, and exotic materials found on Illuvium. So this is what you're really trying to get to with Illuvium Zero, is not only to create the resources, but be able to get blueprints, right? Which is what a lot of people are excited about with Illuvium Zero, is getting the blueprints. I'm not sure. 0-point transducer, that might be allow you to send resources across to maybe some of your other plots. If you notice, the quantum fabricant takes some higher, like level 4 is required for this. Data bank, you might need that in order to store the data. So in other words, you have to be able to store quite a bit of the carbon and the silicone in order to even create this stuff. Plus, you need to be producing this green one, which I forget what that is. Krypton, I think, in order to create the data bank. So you have to get all 3 of the resources to create some of these higher level science structures. All right. My thoughts on Illuvium Zero so far is really cool. I think they're doing the right things. It's fun to see blockchain gaming come to this higher level of gaming, right? I don't know if any of you played Axi Infinity, but Axi Infinity was really, really boring. And it was, difficult to play. I was trying to earn enough of the, what's the token, the SLP, in order to breed. And literally I got halfway there to breed 2 Axis that had never bred before. So the amount was the lowest amount. And I only got halfway to earning it before I just couldn't keep playing the game. It's not my game style, even though I had invested in it and I wanted to do really well. Playing the game wasn't interesting to me, and not the type of gameplay style that I like, though I only like very strategic games that have a more interactive strategic mechanism behind it. And so, though Axi Infinity actually is quite strategic, it's not the type of strategy that I like. So I didn't have fun with it. Justin Time sent a super chat. I'm bullish on TidalFinance.spo network is my baby. Nice. Oh, I think I'm bullish on Tidal Finance, and then Spores Network is my baby. I think Spores is going to be quite big. And like, if you look at the market cap on it, it's gotten really cheap. So let me just pull up where it's at. And if it comes out and does really good from where it's at, I mean, the uptick is huge. So let me show you where it's at. Currently, the market cap is at 145,000. So literally, now only 20% of the supply is in circulation. But at $1,000, you would own almost 1/1000th. You would own about, at $1,500, you would own 1/1000th of the whole entire current market cap, right? Now, later on, more supply is going to come into circulation. So it would take 5 times that amount. So about 6,000, you would own 1/1000th of the total tokens that would ever be in supply. Now, if that market cap later goes into the millions or hundreds of millions or billions, you would make a tremendous amount of money. Now, would I like to see more updates from them? Would I love to see them come back on the channel? I would love to. Right now, they're working as a launch pad. They do have good connections in the Asian gaming market. And so I think they're going to come back and do quite well. So I'm bullish on them as well, just in time. Good suggestion. Right. Looks good. Bean Tech says, jumping on to start building up my T3 land now. Awesome. The T3 is a lot more fun because you just have more you can do fast so that you feel like it's moving fast. But even with a tier 1, like, you can't get as much done in one day because you probably don't have all 3 resources. You can build up, like I was showing you. Let's go back to... I need to go back to that one I was building that was tier 1. Was it this one on Crimson Wasteland? Yeah, I'm not going to have enough silicone unless it gives me a... No, I can't claim anything here. Oh, one of the things I can do is I can clear these, and that will give me some bonus. That might give me some silicone. And then I might be able to upgrade the engineering, and I might get unstuck. Because I need to be able to produce something that produces silicone, or I will be stuck here. So you can clear those goals, clear 3 plants, and that gives me some water. It doesn't give me any silicone. I have to build a storage for each element. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to use this airdrop feature. So, request assistance from the Illuvium fleet. Yeah, I think I need to do that. And it looks like you might be able to do that once per day anyway. So another thing that you can build, let's see what... You need to build some storage. And let's... There's plenty of carbon right now. Oh, that is not where I want to build it. Let's get this water going again. I think it'll let you move things. So let's see how that move part works. Good. So that was easy enough to move it. We can then build one more. Let's see. So for this, it looks like I'm going to have to wait for that airdrop to come in. I can go ahead and clear 3 of these plants, and I can earn, but that's going to give me some hydrogen is all. So, no. All right. We'll jump to the giveaway in just a second, and we do have OneChain giveaway. And first person who gives me the answer on that. So that gave me 2 more of these. So we're going to clear this. All right. So have your fingers ready. Let's see. Goals. Oh, right. I get to claim this. So, wow. Yeah, now we can upgrade this so we didn't get stuck. And I'm just going to, what is that? I'm just going to speed that up so that then I can build here the structure I need. I need to convert to silicone. Okay, so that's going to take a second, and then you'll see. Oh yeah. If you run out of storage, like you see it full there, then you'll waste a little bit, but this will be done in a second. I'll show you how we can get more silicone now that this is done. So, and I still can build this. I haven't yet. You do only have one builder at a time. I did speed up the one building so that we didn't have to wait for the 4 minutes while that finished. This, I think, was a 60-second build time. I do still need to build one more storage thing, but in order to build that, I needed silicone, and I was low on silicone. So if you look at this, this passively generates 150 silicone. It can also convert. So, and the conversion has some efficiency. I'll show you in a sec. All right, so I can convert. Now I'm full on carbon, so I'm going to convert carbon to it. So it's going to take 250 carbon. It's going to convert and make 400 silicone. So that's the efficiency I was talking about, but I have 2 of these. So now I can go ahead and build this, and I'm not so concerned about the silicone now that I have a way to produce it. So even though we didn't have all 3 resources, I showed you how to get past that hurdle. It looks like the airdrop is still happening anyway, which is cool. It looks like it doesn't use a builder for your airdrop, so you might as well kick that off. Looks like we also hit some goals, but I'm not going to claim them all because I would lose some materials because I don't have storage for them all. I need to create one more storage thing, and I'll do that once this is done. All right, let's go ahead and get to the giveaway. And as you know, OneChain, we have a strategic relationship with, and I love what OneChain is doing on their cross-chain bridge technology. So they have cross-chain bridge technology that is trustless. Trustless and trusted can be a little bit confusing because there's 2 types of bridges, trusted and trustless. Trusted bridges means you have to trust that the people that are running it are being very secure with the way they have things set up, that their private keys won't get hacked, or that they themselves won't be malicious and take all the funds from the bridge, and then you lose a bunch of money. Trustless bridges are set up in a way that you don't have to trust that they're not going to be bad actors, because no one actor can steal more than what they have put up as collateral. So trustless bridges are the ways to go. Now, trustless bridges can be hacked too, and so it's still the early days, but in the future, I think trustless bridges are completely the future. And as the trustless bridges get really, really hardened, that's going to be the way of the future, that all these trustless bridges are set up with really hard code that's been battle hardened over time, so that hacking is next to impossible. And I think that's what the future is going to look like. Now, OneChain is the leading provider of trustless bridges out there, and their technology is quite amazing. So I was really happy to partner with them. Let me pull up my question for you all. All right. If you're ready for the question, let's do it. OneChain pinned a tweet talking about 2 things that 2022 proved. So the first person that gives me 2 things that 2022 proved per the OneChain pinned tweet in their Twitter, you'll be our winner, but you got to give me both things. And the first person whose answer shows up on my screen is the winner, because as you probably noted, sometimes it doesn't, it might show up on your screen first, because when you put things in, it instantly goes to your screen. Ryan S. is our winner. Ryan S. says, there are no shortcuts on the road to decentralization, and we truly are all connected. Fantastic job. That was really fast, Ryan. Ryan, shoot me a PM to my Telegram. I need your OneChain address, which might be your MetaMask address, to send it to, because MetaMask interacts with OneChain too. So you are our winner. You win 251. Congratulations. I want to walk you through what's happening with Illuvium Zero. Sometimes during this bear market, the bear market gets boring, and you see that in like view numbers. You see that in enthusiasm. It's okay. That's part of it. The people that are around, don't be dissuaded because there aren't lots of people around. The friends that I knew that were around during the last bear market, and they were using their primary jobs to put in as much new money into crypto, they're all millionaires now. How did they get there? Well, because during the bear market, we were all buying as much crypto as we could, because we didn't need to see everyone else buying. We knew what we had our hands around, and that crypto was going to change the future, and that bear markets are followed by bull markets. And we understood that. And we scooped up as much as we could, and then it would get cheaper and we would buy more, and it would get cheaper and we'd buy more. And it was frustrating because you could have bought even more if you'd waited till the exact bottom, but it's so impossible to know exactly where the bottom was. So we just dollar cost averaged during the last bear market, and it changed our finances for forever. So I'm excited for all of you guys that are here, because the future is looking very bright if you take smart steps during this pullbacks. Now, this wrap is for all of you to reinforce the principles, make it a little bit fun while this bear market is happening, showing you the bigger vision of where this is all going to go. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you all soon.
To the space, chasing all of the gains, chasing the pumps and all of the hype trains. But like in life, shit bad before you could. Was told to buy when it was pouring like a rainmaker should. I buy when it's down, don't chase the boats that I miss. Cause I always made the time in mind. I take the one out cause I'm patient like that, and I'll wait for the right time. I sell when it's high, I buy when it's low. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm just a rainmaker running the show. Calculated investments, I don't leave with my heart. The principles are simple, they're leaving a mark. Buy when it's boring, just gotta be smart. I sell when it's hype, like all the channels they pump it. That's when I was selling, go parabolic and dump it. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm a rainmaker, making my own start. I'm with the future, learning the past. Makes the time fly by, years going so fast. The game plan is mine, I'll own it now. When I reach the top, haters asking me how. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love, and I follow what I learn, not relying on luck. Time is never better, the time like the present. This next 5 years is a gift and it's feeling like heaven. I'm committed to learn, to studying to know that nothing comes easy, but with knowledge the game show. Sticking out this road, cause soon will come a bear market. Learning and growing, and when it's slow will be the target. They say it's come out, Bitcoin is dead. The massive decreases can get to your head. Sticking around, the time is better. Strong like that, I'll let the others be fretters. 2 years time, the ball will bring back the gains. That makes it worth the effort, cause here comes the rain. So let's go rainmakers, let's make it all happen. They go with the hate, let the haters be crapping. I'm here for 5 years, let's do this together. The time is right, the time could be better. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm a rainmaker, making my own start. I'm with the future, learning the past. Makes the time fly by, years going so fast. This game plan is mine, I'll own it now. When I reach the top, haters asking me how. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love, and I follow what I learn, not relying on luck. Haters be hating, the time to slow down. Addressing what they say when I'm wearing my crown. They're chasing green candles like someone who was new. I got a vision that was bigger, helping me to push through. I'm still human and sometimes it is rough, and that's what makes me special, simply I stay tough. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love, and I follow what I learn, not relying on luck.